Breaking alert from Bering Sea, Russian bomber formation. 6 aircraft, 20 miles from Alaska, nuclear capable, NORAD Scrambles fighters. This is happening now. It's 4:47 a.m. Alaska time, Bering Strait, international airspace. North American Aerospace Defense Command radar detects contacts, multiple aircraft. Large, heavy, bomber profile, Russian, coming from Chukotka Peninsula, eastern Siberia, heading east, toward Alaska, toward America. 6 aircraft total. Formation flying, coordinated approach, not exercise, not accident, deliberate mission, planned operation, strategic messaging, through air power, through nuclear bombers, through intimidation. NORAD headquarters, Colorado Springs, command center activated, officers monitoring, screens glowing, radar sweeps continuous, tracking Russian formation, distance calculating, time computing, intercept planning, fighter alert, scramble order, F-22 Raptors, Elmendorf Air Force Base, Alaska, engines starting, pilots running, mission briefing rapid, Russian bombers approaching, intercept and identify, maintain international protocols, do not engage unless threatened, clear orders, professional mission, standard procedure except frequency increasing, Russian flights more numerous, approaches closer, provocations bolder, new normal, uncomfortable normal, dangerous normal, but normal nonetheless. Navy alert monitoring this aerial confrontation developing. Real-time coverage, breaking updates, Russian nuclear bombers, Alaska threatened, Cold War tactics return. At 4:52 a.m., Russian formation identified 6 Tupolev Tu-95 Bears, strategic bombers, 4 turboprop engines each, ancient design 1950s vintage, but upgraded modern avionics, advanced weapons, KH-101 cruise missiles, nuclear-capable, 2,000-mile range, stealth characteristics, American air defenses penetrate possibly, cities threatened certainly, each bomber carries 6 missiles, 6 bombers, 36 cruise missiles, 36 American cities, potentially, theoretically, if war, if launch, if Armageddon, that's strategic bomber mission, that's nuclear deterrent, that's Cold War logic, never went away, just paused, now returning. Russia reminding, Putin messaging through bombers, through weapons, through proximity, to Alaska, to America, to everything. Should Russian bombers fly near Alaska? Comment Y or N. F-22 Raptors launch, 4 fighters, afterburners glowing, supersonic climb, 40,000 feet, minutes not hours, stealth fighters, 5th generation, superior technology, American advantage, but Russian bombers capable, experienced crews, professional airmen, dangerous adversary, not dismissing, not underestimating, respecting threat, preparing response if necessary, if ordered, if war comes. Meanwhile, intercepting, identifying, escorting, photographing, intelligence collecting, standard procedure, professional execution, happens monthly, sometimes weekly, Russian testing, America responding, both sides knowing, both sides accepting, both sides continuing. Forever, probably. Hit like if you support NORAD operations. At 5:14 a.m., F-22s reach intercept position. Visual contact. Russian bombers confirmed 6 Tu-95s, formation tight, professional flying, weapons visible, cruise missiles mounted, external hardpoints, everything seen, everything photographed, everything cataloged, intelligence goldmine, Russian bomber capabilities, crew procedures, formation tactics, weapons loadout, everything valuable. Everything archived, everything studied for future war, for possible conflict, for potential nuclear exchange. Hope never comes, prepare if does. That's military, that's defense, that's professional responsibility. Pilots train decades for war lasting hours, for nuclear launch never practiced, for civilization ending. They train anyway, they prepare constantly, they ready always, because someone must, because deterrence requires, because security demands. Russian bomber crews see American fighters. Expected. Anticipated. Part of mission, probably. Show force, demonstrate capability, get intercepted, show Americans, show world, show Russia, everything filmed, everything recorded, everything propagandized, Russian state media, American news coverage, international attention, everyone watching, everyone analyzing, everyone concerned or should be. Because nuclear bombers near Alaska, because cruise missiles ready, because war possible. Unlikely, improbable, but possible, always possible. Miscalculation, accident, miscommunication, communication failure, computer glitch, human error. War starts many ways, none intended, all catastrophic. So everyone careful, everyone professional, everyone hoping never happens, but ready if does. How many Russian bomber flights near Alaska annually? A, 12 flights. B, 40 flights. C, 80 flights. Russian formation continues east. Closest point of approach upcoming. 20 miles from Alaska, international airspace, legal flight, but provocative, intentionally, deliberately, calculated. Putin approves personally every mission, every flight, every provocation, nothing random, nothing unauthorized, everything strategic, everything messaging to America, to NATO, to world. Russia is power, Russia is strong, Russia is nuclear, Russia threatens American homeland, from air, from sea, from cyberspace, everywhere, always, continuously. Until what? Until America backs down, until NATO dissolves, until Ukraine surrenders. Russian goals, Putin objectives, strategic aims, achieved through persistence, through pressure, through provocation, including bomber flights, including today, including now. Navy alert sources confirm Russian bomber activity increasing. Cold War levels may be exceeding. More flights, closer approaches, longer durations. Why? Multiple reasons. Domestic politics, Putin showing strength, military exercising, cruise training, international messaging, America warning, NATO reminding, everyone targeted, everyone receiving message, everyone understanding. Russia remains nuclear power. Russia maintains strategic capability. Russia threatens American homeland despite economic weakness, despite military struggles, despite international isolation. Nuclear weapons remain. Strategic bombers fly. Deterrence maintains through bomber flights, through submarine patrols, through missile tests, continuous reminding, persistent messaging, strategic communication, through military operations, through nuclear forces, through strategic intimidation. Is this Cold War returning? Comment yes or no. At 5:34 a.m., Russian bombers reach closest approach, 20 miles from Alaska coast, legal distance, international airspace. 12 miles is territorial limit. Russians respecting, barely, technically, but respecting. Because crossing means incident, means confrontation, means possible shoot-down. Russia avoids, usually, mostly, today anyway, but 20 miles close enough for message, for provocation, for intelligence. Russian sensors active, radar mapping, electronic intelligence collecting, American air defense measuring, fighter response timing, communications intercepting, everything intelligence, everything valuable, everything strategic, both sides collecting, both sides learning, both sides preparing for war nobody wants, for conflict everyone prevents, for Armageddon everyone avoids, but preparing nonetheless, because hope insufficient, because deterrence requires capability, because security demands readiness, always, continuously, eternally. F-22 pilots maintain position, wing to wing, Russian bombers both sides, visual escorts, cameras recording, pilots waving sometimes, professional courtesy, aviator camaraderie despite adversary status, despite nuclear weapons, despite strategic competition. Pilots respect pilots, airmen understand airmen, professional recognition, transcending politics, transcending conflict, transcending everything. Because they share sky, they share danger, they share profession, mutual respect, mutual understanding, mutual acknowledgement of skill, of courage, of professionalism, despite enemies, despite nations, despite war possibility. Humanity persists, professional courtesy continues, respect endures. Maybe civilization's hope, maybe war's prevention, maybe humanity's salvation through mutual respect, through professional courtesy, through acknowledging shared humanity despite nations, despite politics, despite strategic competition. People remain, pilots remain, professionals remain. That matters somehow, some way, maybe enough to prevent war, to maintain peace, to preserve civilization through small gestures, through professional courtesy, through pilot waves at 70,000 feet over Bering Sea, between superpowers, humanity persisting, despite everything. If you want breaking naval news, type Navy Alert below. Russian bombers begin turn, heading back west, toward Siberia, toward Russia, toward home. Mission accomplished, provocation delivered, message sent, Alaska approached, America reminded, nuclear capability demonstrated, everything achieved, now returning. Fuel considerations, crew fatigue, mission parameters, professional operation, disciplined execution, Russian Air Force capable, experienced, professional, not dismissing, not underestimating, respecting always, because strategic bombers carry civilization ending, because crews control Armageddon, because one mistake means extinction, everyone understanding, everyone careful, everyone professional, Russians returning, Americans escorting, both sides relieved, crisis avoided, provocation managed, incident prevented. For now, for today, for this mission, tomorrow brings new flights, new bombers, new provocations, endless cycle, continuous competition, perpetual pressure. This is great power rivalry. This is nuclear age. This is Cold War. Never really ended. Just transformed, now returning. Full force, completely with Russian bombers, with Chinese submarines, with strategic competition, with nuclear deterrence, with mutual assured destruction, never left, just dormant, now awakened, fully, dangerously, eternally probably. At 6:47 a.m., Russian bombers exit monitored airspace, F-22s return to base, mission complete, successful intercept, professional execution, 0 incidents, 0 provocations, beyond authorized, 0 mistakes, perfect operation, NORAD standard, American capability, Alaska defense, Homeland security, through fighter jets, through early warning, through professional airmen, managing provocation, deterring aggression, preventing war, daily mission, continuous operation, perpetual vigilance, because Russian bombers keep coming, Chinese aircraft approaching, North Korean flights possible, everyone testing, everyone probing, everyone challenging, American airspace integrity, defensive capabilities, response protocols, everything examined, everything measured, everything analyzed by adversaries, by competitors, by potential enemies. So America responds, always responds, professionally responds through scrambles, through intercepts, through escorts, demonstrating capability, showing readiness, maintaining deterrence, through actions, through presence, through professional excellence, American advantage, technological superiority, training excellence, experience depth, everything combined, creating dominance, maintaining security, preserving peace, through strength, through capability, through readiness, always ready, always capable, always deterring, because strength prevents war, capability ensures peace, deterrence maintains security, through fighters, through bombers, through strategic forces, through everything military, all dedicated, all committed, all protecting, American homeland, Alaska frontier, Arctic security, northern defense, everything necessary, everything essential, everything priceless. How will these bomber flights evolve? Comment your prediction. Pentagon reviews incident. Routine procedure. But increasing frequency concerning more Russian flights, more Chinese approaches, more North Korean provocations. Everything increasing. Budget implications. Force structure requirements. Fighter procurement. Base expansions. Early warning improvements. Everything costs. Everything requires resources. Everything needs funding. Congress briefed. Appropriations requested. Capabilities justified. Through incidents like today. Through bomber flights. Through constant provocation. Making case for defense spending. For military readiness. For deterrence capability. Convincing politicians. Persuading public. Justifying expenditures. Through threats real, through provocations constant, through bomber flights demonstrating Russian capability, Chinese power, strategic competition reality. Not theoretical, not hypothetical, real, today, now, bombers near Alaska, submarines off California, threats everywhere, all documented, all monitored, all analyzed for budget requests, for congressional testimony, for public awareness, because democracy requires informed citizenry, because defense requires funding, because security costs money, billions, eventually trillions, for fighters, for bombers, for early warning, for deterrence, for security, for peace, expensive peace, fragile peace, necessary peace, better than war, better than invasion, better than submission, so spending. Always spending, forever spending, because alternatives worse, because threats real, because security priceless, worth every penny, worth every dollar, worth every sacrifice, for American security, for Alaska safety, for Homeland defense, essential spending, necessary investment, priceless security. Alaska residents barely notice, monthly occurrence, Russian bombers routine, fighter scrambles normal, news mentions briefly, public shrugs, frontier life, northern reality, Cold War legacy never ended, just normalized, people adapted, communities accepted, life continues. Despite bombers, despite fighters, despite nuclear threats, overhead constantly, below radar sometimes, beyond visible frequently, but present always. Potential always, deterrence always, maintaining peace, preventing war, protecting Alaska. Through constant vigilance, through persistent response, through professional military, Americans serving, pilots flying, airmen watching, every day, every night, every hour, forever probably. This is Alaska, this is Northern Defense, this is frontier security, real, constant, necessary, essential, priceless. Technology advancing, better radar, improved sensors, enhanced processors, artificial intelligence integration, machine learning detection, everything improving. Faster response, earlier warning, better tracking, American advantage, technological superiority, innovation leadership, maintained through investment, through research, through development, through deployment, continuous improvement, perpetual advancement, never satisfied, always improving. Because adversaries advancing, Russian upgrading, Chinese modernizing, everyone innovating. Technology race, capability competition, perpetual struggle, stay ahead, maintain edge, preserve advantage, through spending, through science, through engineering, through dedication, American excellence, technological dominance, innovation culture, everything combined, creating superiority, maintaining security, ensuring defense, through better technology, through smarter systems, through innovative solutions, American way, proven effective, continuously successful, but expensive, very expensive, worth it, always, necessarily. International implications significant. NATO allies watching, Asian partners observing, everyone noting, Russian bombers approaching America, Chinese submarines near California, great power competition visible, alliance value demonstrated, American commitment shown through response, through capability, through readiness, Allies reassured partially, temporarily, conditionally, but reassured. Because American power protects, because U.S. military defends, because strategic forces deter. Everyone, everywhere, all threats, through bombers, through submarines, through fighters, through everything. Alliance strength, collective security, mutual defense, NATO Article 5, Pacific partnerships, global commitments, all requiring capability, all demanding readiness, all costing resources, American burden, leadership cost, superpower price, paid willingly, mostly, reluctantly sometimes, but paid, because alternatives worse, because isolation dangerous, because allies matter for economy, for security, for influence, everything interconnected, everything strategic, everything essential. So bombers intercepted, submarines tracked, provocations managed professionally, constantly, successfully, American role, global responsibility, superpower burden, accepted, executed, maintained, despite costs, despite challenges, despite weariness, because alternatives worse, because allies depend, because world needs, American leadership, American power, American commitment, through military forces, through strategic capabilities, through homeland defense, including Alaska, including today, including Russian bombers, intercepted professionally, managed effectively, deterred successfully, American excellence, military capability, strategic dominance, demonstrated daily, proven constantly, maintained eternally, unfortunately necessary, perpetually required, essentially priceless. Final status: 6 Russian Tu-95 strategic bombers flew 20 miles from Alaska coast, nuclear-capable cruise missiles aboard, NORAD detected, F-22 fighters scrambled, professional intercept standard escort Russian formation photographed, intelligence collected, bombers returned Russia, 0 incidents, mission successful, both sides professional, both sides careful, both sides relieved, crisis avoided, provocation managed, another day, another flight, another crisis, endless cycle, continuous competition, perpetual pressure, Russian bombers keep coming, American fighters keep scrambling, NORAD keeps watching, Alaska keeps protected, Homeland defense maintained, through vigilance, through capability, through professional excellence, American security, Alaskan safety, Northern defense, real, constant, necessary. This is Cold War, never ended, just continued, different forms, same threat, persistent danger, managed professionally, deterred successfully, prevented hopefully, through strength, through readiness, through capability, American military, Alaskan defenders, NORAD professionals, always ready, always watching, always protecting, because Russian bombers keep coming, Chinese submarines keep patrolling, strategic competition keeps intensifying, America keeps responding, professionally, effectively, successfully, always has, always will, through fighters, through bombers, through strategic forces, through everything necessary, for security, for safety, for peace, expensive peace, fragile peace, necessary peace, better than alternative, always, necessarily, forever. The answer? See, approximately 80 Russian bomber flights approach Alaska annually, increasing frequency, bolder approaches, closer proximities, Cold War levels exceeded, new normal established, dangerous reality accepted, NORAD responding, always responding, forever responding, because Russian bombers keep coming, American fighters keep intercepting, deterrence keeps working, hopefully forever. Should America increase Arctic defenses? Will Russian flights escalate further? Can Cold War tensions be reduced? Hit like if you want real-time NORAD coverage. Subscribe to Navy Alert, where maritime news breaks first. Bomber intercepts, Arctic defense, Russian provocations, Alaska security, strategic deterrence, all covered, all reported, all analyzed. This is what we do. This is why we matter. This is Navy Alert.